were a national level football player in high school. I was there to witness it. You were a great, great football player, and you worked your butt off in the gym, and you played collegiately even. What lessons did you take from the football that you take into business?
Just persistence and I think, for lack of better words, the grind. You really have to embrace it. It's easy to get discouraged. There's a lot of ups and downs, and I think there's a lot of parallels with football and business because of that.
Yeah.
It's just being persistent and putting your head down and not getting too high when things are going well and not getting too low when inevitably you do get to a tripping point or there's an obstacle that comes in front of you, and try to stay level-headed and positive.
Right. Yeah. And as a lineman, I remember seeing you played with I'd call it a controlled rage. Is that how you conduct yourself in business? Is that how you deal with people in the business world?
No, you can't do that. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a pretty that's a short-term kind of behavior. Yeah, it doesn't take you too long.
And we're talking about every time we pick up the paper, we're talking about the housing crisis, and we mentioned it earlier. What are the hurdles for you as a developer right now, getting a project going in the city?
There's a lot of headwinds, right? So I would say on the rezoning side, it's more and more difficult to get sites zoned. I think there's a big kind of spread between bid-ask as it relates to land. I think once you have a site, there's a lot of hostile policies as it relates to the official plan. That's difficult, especially up and down the transit corridor.
Yeah.
That's really difficult to get what I think is appropriate density. On the cost side, I break it up into municipal costs. So development charges are doubling. We're having a lot of pressure.
Doubling. That's huge. That's got to seriously impact your business, does it?
It does.
Yeah.
It certainly creates headwinds that we have to manage. I would say that there is some upward pressure as it relates to the revenue line, which partially offsets it. Parkland charges are accelerating, and that's becoming a problem. Just general uncertainty. There's a lot of government intervention that's coming into the space, both on the condo side and the rental side.
Yeah.
That's not helpful. And I would say just on the hard cost side, we're seeing a lot of upward pressure as it relates to hard costs. Huge cost inflation. There's only so much bandwidth in the market.
Right.
And as you look at supply accelerating, that trade base is the trade base. You're kind of limited, although I think we're in Toronto spoiled by the depth of that trade base.
Yes.
But we're pushing a lot of units out every year through construction, and with that comes cost inflation.
Right.
And so we're hoping that the revenue line is going to offset that cost inflation. But it's very difficult to manage on the rental side because we're building speculatively. I have no idea what that revenue line is going to look like until I open up my doors. Right? So it's a big risk, and it's something we manage day in, day out.
Right. Well, you hear, our mayor has said he wants to build more affordable housing. The premier has said that. The prime minister just came here and said the same thing, if I believe. Are they making it easier for someone like yourself to build here? Do you find that they're opening things up for you and speeding up the process, or is that just talk?
Yeah, no, the provincial government's done a great job. Abolishing rent control was the right call.
How did that impact your business?
It allows you to just maybe be a little more aggressive with how you're underwriting your project or your development pro forma. So it allows you to potentially do more in terms of buying land and creating more supply. I hope it doesn't become a political lightning rod where it keeps getting punted back between liberals and conservatives. Hopefully this is something you could underwrite for the long term.
Right.
I think the city could do a better job. We've had some really great councillors step up and support what we're doing on the rental side, especially affordable rental. Like Councillor Bailao has done a fantastic job.
Okay.
I'd say there are some councillors that don't view rental any differently than the condo side.
That's bizarre to me. Why would that be, do you think?
It's a question we try to ask and haven't really got the right answer yet.
Is it just a NIMBY thing? It's basically them saying
could be, and it's just density that they have an issue with, but they don't view it any differently. I would say on the condo side, maybe half that product, this is anecdotal, ends up hitting the rental market.
Yeah.
So indirectly, you may be viewed as the same thing.
Right.
I would say they're very different products.
Yes.
In a lot of ways. How we build, the durability around materials, and our focus on energy management and lifestyle is very different than what you typically see on the condo side. But yeah, unfortunately, some councillors don't view it any differently and are not that helpful.
Okay, interesting. And is government mandating that you build a certain portion of affordable housing within the rentals? Because I've heard that they're trying to do that in condos.
Inclusionary zoning has been on the radar for a while. I think there's ways. Hopefully, inclusionary zoning is not going to be pushed down to the developer without any help, offsetting help. It's back to the headwinds. Like that definitely hurts margins in a deal. I think there's ways to do inclusionary zoning where it's neutral or to benefit a developer, and both sides are winning, both the city and developers. If they're going to go down that path, that's things like bonus density, gold star status on your planning application, speeding up your pre-dev period. There's lots of ways I think you can enhance value, or at least offset some of that destruction in value by having affordable rental or affordable for sale units in your building.
Yeah.
Those are very real conversations going on right now, but we don't really have any visibility how it's going to shake out.
Interesting.
Yeah.